tonight. They got to see me.
I think if you got a guy like that, you look like that, 6'4", guy, you got to trust.
Everybody watching tonight. So I tell you what, if you get fired into the next, you're in the wrong business. We control us. We run this. And anybody coming out house,
they got Jordan Davis last season. They bring Fletcher Cox back in Philly. So I'm sitting there like, we need to put something on this offensive line to combat that. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Week 4 Sunday slate is headed our way. We just finished the Toy Story game out in London. Jacksonville hit that -3 for us, but you hit something else in that game?
Yeah, I had a couple plays, man. I splashed them up earlier this morning, man. And it's crazy because I ain't really put too much thought into the ones that I hit, but I can get that play real fast. So I caught Trevor Lawrence live. Caught him for over 206
Nice.
at -115. That was a nice little flip. And then there was one more. What was that? I caught Jacksonville Moneyline, Bijan over 25 receiving yards, Evan Ingram over 46.5, and I played the under on Tyler Algier. So
hey, there you go.
That was a nice, quick plus 700 hit right there. So yeah, it's a nice little way to start off the early morning game, man.
That's what I got a ticket with Dallas -6.5 paired with Jacksonville -3. So that early part,
that's still in play.
Yeah, that part cash for me. You want to hit up which one do you hit first? Baltimore, Cleveland.
Baltimore and Cleveland. All right, we can get straight to it. Give me a quick second here. Catch up with you. All right, let's roll.
So we see Deshaun Watson has been ruled out. The rookie Darian Robinson, I'm gonna mess that up, but I liked him.
Robinson.
There you go. I liked him coming out, and I do kind of like Cleveland still with him starting. Man, I think he could provide some juice against a beat up Baltimore defense. So I'm still rocking Cleveland money line. And then how you feel about this one?
I mean, officially, I'm not touching the money line on the spread. I think it's gonna be a close game. But I am taking Cleveland. You know what I mean? I'm leaning that way today. I even played them in the pool or whatnot. But just as far as like how I'm feeling about the game, I think it'll be a low scoring game. So as far as like what I'm thinking, I'm doing the under today, under 42.5 at -188. So I'm kind of liking that. I'm looking at both teams. I don't know how the rookie will look at quarterback. I'm excited to see how he'll play. But on the other side, I know what their Cleveland defense is. You got these AFC North games, usually like it should be a muddy in a battle, you know what I mean?
It's a heavyweight fight.
Yes, sir. So I feel you on Cleveland though, for sure.
But are you off of Amari Cooper now?
I don't know. That's weird, man. I still, there's a lot of questions in the Baltimore secondary. So I feel like if it's anybody that I think the rookie can lean on, why not lean on the guy that can get open like Amari Cooper? So I think I'm still in play with Amari Cooper. I don't know if I feel as strongly about it, but I think over 48.5 at -115, I still like it. And then my last play for this window, I talked about the Cleveland defense. So I'm playing an under on Gus Edwards today as well at under 39.5 -115. So
I like that.
Yep.
No, for this game, given the Deshaun Watson news, outside of the money line, I think that's all I'm going to rock with. Too many questions up in the air for this one.
Yeah, I feel that. Respect. So yeah, just a quick recap. So you going Cleveland money line. I'm liking the under on this one, the 42.5 for Amari Cooper. I'm playing the over, and I'm playing the under on Gus Edwards for the Baltimore Cleveland. So let's talk Cincinnati versus Tennessee.
I love Cincinnati in this spot. Let me get Cincinnati money line, and I'm expecting a big day out of T. Higgins. I'm going to play T. Higgins over the 58.5 and to score a touchdown as well.
58.5 anytime. I like it. So we kind of on the same page with this one. I'm leaning Cincinnati money line as well. I think it's one of those type of games. Joe Burrow, he showed me enough last week. Tennessee with the weak secondary they have. Obviously, you went T. Higgins. I'm on the other side of it. I'm rolling the over on Jamar Chase. I just did an alternate 75 plus. But what's crazy? The more I think about it, I kind of like both. You know what I mean? Yeah. It could be one of those type of games. And then, I played anytime touchdown on Derrick Henry last week. He didn't get in, and I kind of was leaning that way today. I played a little bit more safer, but I do think he'll get his yards. So I'm playing the over on Derrick Henry over 66.5 at -125 today.
I do think I'm not going to touch this. I like Derrick Henry actually, and he came out I think this week pretty much saying how embarrassed he was.
Hey, and you know that's why I played it. Like I always lean towards when I see things like that. Just like last week, we talked to Spades about AJ Brown. He coming out and they make an effort to get those touches, and then Jamar Chase as well. Like you know what I mean. He spoke all last week. We see what type of game he had, and as soon as I seen Derrick Henry came out and talked about his frustrations, I was like, okay, yeah, you want to play for sure.
Yeah, that's what. And then with the line on this game at 2.5, I'd still like Cincinnati money line, but I think it could be a tough game where it ends up being like a 2-point game and Tennessee cover. So I'm just avoiding that spread altogether.
Facts, facts. So yeah, not too much else to talk about there. Do you have anything for the Denver versus Chicago? We got a battle of the 0-3 teams.
The fight for Caleb
I
Williams.
I don't know how this one gonna look. Both teams got a lot of questions, the most questions, right? So, are you leaning anyway for this game, and what you think?
Spread and money line, I'm avoiding at all costs. I think it's crazy that Denver is favored after losing by 50 last week. That is kind of crazy to me. But I mean, Chicago does stink. Player props, it's a risky play, but Fields got to rush for 50 eventually, right?
I don't know, man. I forgot what game it was, and I had a parlay get killed by Fields. I put him for 50, and he got 3. So I just don't know. It's too many questions with that offense. Until they actually showed me and put it on film, I'm gonna just stay away from it. And then that's the same vibe I got for this game in general. I'm just fading altogether, to be honest.
So I did take, excuse me, alternate 50 yards rushing for Fields as well as Javonte Williams in this one, and those are my only 2 plays.
I do like Javonte. Like I had an unofficial play for this one, and I did. I sprinkled on some parlays, but it's not an official play. I'm liking Cortland Sutton today, and forgot what the his over is for this game, but I do like Sutton to come in and hit his over. That Chicago passing defense is not good. And then it just seemed like, I don't know, it was last week, but I think if it was any guy that, Russell Wilson seemed like he got that kind of chemistry over now. Suddenly he seemed to step up, man. Had a couple of touchdowns or whatnot. So just a little dart in there if you want to toss that down.
Yeah, no, I like that. Let me think. That's all I got for that game. That's a stay away. That's a trap game.
Yeah.
I don't know. This game
It.
stinks. You want to talk Rams and Colts?
Rams and Colts. So for this one, I think it's definitely a pick 'em. I don't really know which way to go, whether that spread, money line with this one. And even when I thought about, game script and, as far as the players, so I just kind of focused on one player for this one. Obviously, you see Anthony Richardson, he returned back to the lineup. And, I think what he's shown so far, early, I think it's been promising. So I'm looking at his passing yards at 205.5 and -115. I'm liking that. And crazy enough, I'm looking at over 45 rushing yards, 45.5, and I'm like, I think that's some play as well. So I'm just looking at one guy for this game, and it's Anthony Richardson.
I did play Anthony over the rushing yards and for a touchdown as well. I like those two together, and I think this is a game the Colts can squeak out at home. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams won either.
It seemed like one of those type of games the Colts will win. I'm definitely leaning that way. I think LA is a slight favorite, but I do like Indianapolis and the problems they can present for that Rams offense for sure.
Miami Buffalo.
Where you at, man? This is a good one. This might be the best game of the day. So, like, one thing I do know, I know Josh Allen is always on Miami. You know what I mean? But the Miami team we seeing this year is a different animal. I do think it's going to be a shootout, but I'm leaning towards Buffalo in this one. So the Buffalo 2.5. I did pick them to cover. I'm playing that at -120. And then Josh Allen rushing yards, right? I think this is like one of the safest plays you can always make every week. I'm looking at 35.5. He probably cut that in half, probably first quarter, you know what I'm saying? Depends on, how the game go. But I'm liking Josh Allen. And then Raheem Mostert, man, you know, he been getting the touches. Obviously, David the Chain, he came out last week. He bought out, you know, I mean, everybody eat. We seen what they did to that Denver team, but I do like Mostert. I took him down to 50. I just played the alternate on that, and that's at minus 120 for this game.
I got I like that. I like the move with Mostert too, and that running back room. I think the 2.5. I do think this is a field goal game either way. I think it's tight. I do expect a decent amount of points, so I think the over is in play as well. I like Waddle over 4.5 catches. He eats when he plays Buffalo, and I
Mhm.
like his yards prop, which is sitting at, let me pull that real quick, 60.5. Those two together, as along with the over, is probably my favorite plays here.
Yeah, that's my guy. I think Waddle will go crazy. I can see Waddle getting in the end zone today for sure.
That's why I didn't
So
play the touchdown.
okay. I seen Tyreek sitting at 88.5. I'm sure Buffalo probably give him a lot of attention today. It's definitely lined up for Waddle to do some good things today. And, you know, that's my guy, so I'm always on the the Waddle train. So we're gonna roll right into Minnesota versus Carolina.
This is my favorite game in the 1 o'clock window. So we got Adam Thielen playing his old team. We got a revenge game in place. Give me Thielen over. I lost it. Let me see. Thielen over 4.5 catches, and then I'm also playing Chark with the alternate 50 plus receiving yards here.
Okay, okay. I like the play. I didn't really do any player props for this one. I just kind of looked straight forward for this one, and then I'm just playing that Minnesota money line. You know what I mean? 0-3 on the year. That's a team that, you know, obviously the record shouldn't really reflect that. I thought Kirk Cousins, like what he's done so far, great start to the year. And yeah, I'm just taking them. I think minus 205. I think they can get on Carolina, and I think they'll be out there with a point to prove today. So that's my one and only play for this one.
I'm sorry, I love an Alexander Madison touchdown in this spot as well. And for this game, let me take the over 46.5. I think this is a game that Frank Reich has to have, as well as the Minnesota Vikings. So I think these two will come prepared to play. And I think Miles Sanders, man, could get things going on the ground as well. But I didn't touch any of his props.
Yeah, well, that Minnesota defense ain't too good, man. So I do like your plays with Thielen and Chark. As far as Madison, bro, he gonna have to show me something. So
Yeah,
hopefully it's the game. He ain't showed much so far.
that's what.
Uh,
Yeah, Madison might
Pittsburgh
burn me.
versus Houston.
Pittsburgh and Houston. What do you got for that?
Let's see. Same thing. So I'm leaning Pittsburgh this way. I think it'll be a close game. But I do think that Pittsburgh defense will make things tough on CJ Stroud, right? So I think it'll be one of those type of games, defensive led game. But give me Pittsburgh. And then on the flip side of that, I think it'll be some holes in that Pittsburgh rushing defense, right? I don't think it'll be a lot of passing lanes. I think the boys will be on them, TJ Watt, but I do think when the opportunity is there, I like the Pierce to get over 46.5 at minus 115 today.
I like the Pierce play. And I do think I wouldn't take Pittsburgh to cover the 3, or I'm sorry, -3. But I do think I like Pittsburgh money line in this spot. I saw yesterday, the day before, Pittsburgh is the 6th worst against the outside receivers this year so far. So let me get Nico over 3.5 catches and Tank Dell over 45.5 receiving.
Hey, Tank Dell.
Yes, sir. That's your
Hey,
guy too.
he been showing up, man. I didn't touch him. I thought about it, man. But hey, if he keep doing this, man, he'll be in play every week, man. Looking great so far, man. So yeah, I mean, just to recap, so I took Pittsburgh money line, DeMar Pierce the over, and you had Nico Collins and Tank Dell was that receptions.
Nico over the 3.5 catches, Tank Dell over 45.5 yards.
45.5. I like that. All right, so let's talk Tampa Bay, New Orleans, man. Oh, where we at? All right, here we go.
So all week I was hoping we'd get famous Jameis, because then I was going to absolutely smash Olave's receiving yards. I was going to put him at 100 because I know that Jameis can throw it downfield. He's going to throw that 50-50 ball and it's going to get picked off 75% of the time, but he's going to push the ball downfield. And I was even going to probably play him in daily fantasy, but with the news of Derek Carr playing, I think it's very surprising he's playing, as a matter of fact.
What was that concussion or shoulder? Which one was it?
No, Jimmy G was the concussion. Carr's got the shoulder.
The shoulder. Okay.
Um,
Quarterback with a bad shoulder, so Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And they putting him out there. He must be good to go. So for this one, I didn't touch any player props. I do think it'll be a low scoring game. So I took the under 41 minus 110. And then it's crazy, right? We always know what Lattimore does against Mike Evans. Is for some reason, those two go at it.
That's the kryptonite,
Um,
bro.
you know what I mean? And it's kind of been a one-sided battle at this point, and I don't see that changing. You know what I'm saying? I even got Mike Evans, it's my guy in fantasy. I even thought about benching him this week. So following my intuition, following my gut with this one, I played the under on Mike Evans, 60.5 receiving yards today at minus 115.
I like it. I like it. And then Kamara's coming back today, no?
He is, but I don't trust him either. You know what I mean? I thought about putting him in the fantasy lineup. I put him in there, took him back out. Um, and two things. I think the Tampa Bay, obviously, we've seen what Swift was able to do to him. I don't really think New Orleans will be able to replicate what they, obviously what Philly did on the ground. And I think, you don't know what the touch is going to look like for Kamara. So I think, it's best to fade that for now.
Yeah, I think the under's definitely in play here. I like that move, and I think I like New Orleans at home. I think they'll be able to give Baker a hard time on the road
Yeah.
in the Superdome. So let me get New Orleans money line paired with that under, but
Okay.
I'm not touching player props.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's going to be a hard fought game. I really don't know which way it's going to go. But if, I think New Orleans and that defense, I think it'll be a tough showing. But Tampa Bay, I mean, they looked good early. We had to see if they can respond to what happened last week. I think Philly just got up on them a little too fast, man.
They played Philly tough, man.
They did. They did
Tampa
for the
looks
most
good.
part. A lot of missed opportunities, though. So if they could show that up, they could take this one. All right, so we talked Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. Now this is a crazy one. What I'm gonna do versus what I really feel is a little bit different for the bets for this one. So let's talk Washington and Philly. We got a rivalry going on, and I think more than anything, I think this will be a hard fought game. A lot of people may be leaning Philly, but similar to what we've said before, what I mean, I think Washington always plays Philly well. It was the first team to knock them off their high horse last year, give them their first loss last year, and I could see Washington playing them tough again.
Yeah, I think this is a very important game for Washington and that coaching staff, man. If things don't turn around quickly that way over there, I think we could see Ron Rivera removed from the situation. So I think this is a rally game. Give me Washington plus 9.5 in this spot. I think 9.5 is a lot of points for a divisional game. That one might come back to bite me. I don't love Washington, but I have no player props on this side.
Yeah, so I don't love Washington either, but I didn't like Philly, like where they was as far as the cover. So I'm kind of liking what you did there as far as you taking Washington. What I did, I kind of just played a little bit differently. I just moved the Philly spread the cover down to 6. You know what I'm saying? I gave them like
That's
pretty much
fair.
right around the touchdown. And it is one guy I do like, you know what I mean? DeAndre Swift. I mean, what he's done the last 2 weeks, I'm like, hey, look, I'm gonna try to just ride the high hand right here. So I'm looking at 66.5 rushing yards for this one. And I'm like, hey man, I think I'm gonna have to give it a shot. I like what he can do, and if they get up, I think he have a lot of opportunities to get that. You know what I mean? So I do think he can hit that number, and then I just roll with him for the anytime touchdown as well at plus 115. So yeah, I'm taking Philly at -6, and then I'm all over DeAndre Swift today.
I got no player props in this spot, but I am starting Swift. I've had him on my bench the last 2 weeks, waiting to see what the backfield would shake out like. So I hope I didn't join the party too late.
No, I think it'd be good. I think first it was a lot of split carries. Gainwell, obviously he was the number one back. He went out, and I think he'll be hard pressed to get those starting touches again. So I think from now on, I do think it'll be a swift show over there in Philly, man. So I think that covers everything for that one. And then we have another division rivalry, man. We got a lot of division games today, for real.
Where you at? So the Chargers and the Raiders, man. Jimmy G's out with that concussion. Aiden O'Connell from Purdue is going to get his first career start in this spot. The line is sitting at 6.5. Let me get an alternate line here and give me the Raiders to cover plus 7.5. I think Aiden O'Connell can come out and showcase his talent in this spot against a poor Chargers defense.
Yeah, I mean, and look, man, we see it happen time and time again. As far as players coming in like that, and then there's not been enough film out there. You know what I mean? So you do got a bad defense, you got a fresh face out there, and O'Connell showed in the preseason he has a lot of talent. So It just could be one of those surprise games, but I do think Chargers will step up. You know, what I mean, they hard pressed to win. They in a tough division, and I just think they're the better team. I think the Raiders got a lot of problems over there right now. So if anything, I'm feeling comfortable with. I'm taking the Chargers money line. It's minus 290. I'm still taking it. I like it. And then my guy Keenan Allen. Also, I love him or whatever. I wanted to play him. I think it was like 87.5. I don't have the official numbers. I didn't want to play that, but with Mike Williams out, for some reason, I got that gut feeling about Joshua Palmer today, and I'm sitting there seeing him at 43.5, and I'm loving it, so I'm smashing it at minus 125 for the day.
Ooh, I love that play. I might have to follow suit on that one. I didn't put that one into consideration. I love a Jacobs touchdown in this spot. You mentioned the Williams injury, man. That changes a lot for the Chargers. They lose their field stretcher, and without Eckler, man, I think offensively, I don't think they struggle. You and I can move the ball on the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So, but I think Jacobs can score on the road against a bad run defense, and I think Aiden O'Connell can surprise some people, and I wouldn't be surprised if they cover 7.5 late.
It's about time. I think Jacobs kind of had that coming out party. He haven't like had that. I ain't gonna say he haven't had the opportunity. It just doesn't look the same right now. But what better way to do it today? And then you got a rookie quarterback. You need to lean on the run game. And so I do think it'll be a lot of opportunities there for Jacobs today, though. So I didn't officially play anything, but we getting close to game time. I might go back in there and sprinkle it. So I'm liking what you're thinking there. And then we have Arizona and San Fran. So obviously Arizona, they had the upset on Dallas last week. San Fran continues to look like San Fran. I think on the surface we look at this thing like San Fran may blow this thing out of the water. And they are just Arizona playing above expectations right now, or what, man? So obviously it's a divisional game. Divisional games are always tough. It's a little bit closer than expected. And besides all of that, I don't care. I'm still taking San Fran. But what I did, I took it down to minus 9.5. So I took 10 points on that. Took them at minus 202. And then I like Brandon Ayuk today. So I'm planning to over on him for 51.5 at minus 115 as well. So what you think?
I pretty much followed you with that Ayuk play, and I brought it down to a 10-point play as well.
Okay.
And if there's one thing I know, death, taxes, and a CMC touchdown, bro. So put
Yeah,
that in there with that, and that shores me up on the San Francisco game.
Okay. So yeah, we can pretty much on the same page for that one. And then that brings us to the boys, man. What we gonna do today, man?
Man, we got Ezekiel Elliott coming home, bro. This game is a bummer, man. I just saw he's going to be getting a lot of reps to start the game. I think they're going to feature him, and man, it just hurts. I don't want to see this one.
Yeah.
I like the Zeke touchdown, but I love Dallas minus 6.5 in this spot. They're without Tyron Smith at left tackle, which can complicate the run game. But I think at the same time, New England is without Cole Strange, and I'm missing the other person there. But Mac Jones stinks. Mac Jones is terrible. He's got those giant shoulder pads.
You don't like Mac Jones, man.
Bro, his shoulder pads are huge.
Hey, punching people in the nuts and all type of stuff, man. So yeah, Mac Jones got chill, man. But look, man. So you took Dallas to cover the -6, right? So I just played the Dallas money line. I don't know. I feel like this may be one of those games that may come down to the last possession. So I don't know, but I do like us to take this one. I'm playing the under as well, under 43.
Yeah,
I don't see a lot of points being scored. I think New England, I think they'll play as well defensively, and I do think our defense will step back up as well. But as far as Zeke, man, I don't know. I think it'll be a lot of attention on him. I think he'll be out there with a point to prove. But I think the guys, I think they have a point to prove on the other side as well. So how that lines up, I don't know. So I stayed away from that, and I just switched to our side, and I got Tony Pollard to cover, to go for 71.5 today.
That's what I got the Micah shirt on right now, but I might switch to the Zeke jersey before game time, man, just to represent both sides a little bit. But I'm heavy on the Zeke touchdown today as well.
Cool. All right, so that's going to bring us into the last one before we wrap up, right? We're not going to do the Monday night game for tomorrow, but we're going to wrap up with the Sunday night game, which is the Kansas City versus New York Jets, man. So how you feeling going into this one?
I feel like -8.5 is mad disrespectful to the Chiefs in this spot. Zach Wilson stinks, and he's about to have a lot of people losing jobs up in New York, man. Give me the Chiefs -8.5. Let me get Travis Kelce with a touchdown. He's got his girl in the building, Taylor Swift. Just ride the Kelce hype train.
Hey, look, man. Hey, Swift got him in a frenzy right now. I would say that. But once again, we're on the same page with this one. I had two plays. Obviously, like you said, man, the -8.5. I'm like, I think for me, that was like one of the easiest plays of the day. I don't really see how the Jets keep this thing close. I don't think they'll be able to put up enough points. And as if anything I know about the Chiefs, they're gonna get points. You know what I mean? At any given moment, they're gonna get them points, man. So -8.5. I'm loving that. And then I took Travis Kelce over 73.5. I thought about the anytime touchdown. I like both plays, but I played it safe. I just stuck to the yards today.
Okay. No, I like that a lot, man. I think we're on the same page with a lot of what we got going on. I think my favorite plays of the day, man, is that Zeke touchdown. And I'm on the revenge side of it. Let me get that Zeke touchdown. Thielen over the 3.5, 4.5 receptions. I lost my number on that one. And then there was one more revenge game in here that I'm missing out on, but we don't have to go back to it, man. Do you have any final words or any other, nuggets you want to put out there?
Nah, I think that's pretty much it, man. I'm just very laid back and watching football, man. I had a little rough night, man. And when it's seen the Canelo and Charlo fight, man. So it was cool vibes, man. I ain't think it lived to the hype. I don't think Charlo showed up, what I mean, as he should have. So, but otherwise, man, it's been a good weekend so far. I'm ready to wrap it up with some, some good games. We got a lot of division rivalries, as we said, and I expect some upsets today. I don't know what's in play, but I expect I would say 2 to 3 upsets today for sure.
Okay. Who's your call on? Do you have like a best play for an upset or not?
The upsets I'm thinking, and it's crazy enough, right? So I talked about it. I got a weird feeling with Washington, over Philly. And you talked about Aiden O'Connell and what that may look like. I think potentially we could see something there. And then I don't really know if you can call this one an upset or not. But as much as I like Pittsburgh, I got this weird feeling that that Houston game, couple weird bounces here, Houston could take that one as well.
That could be some sloppy football.
Yep. So I think that's 3 of them. I didn't officially play any of them, but I'm gonna keep an eye on them. And then depending on how things go, I might be, me smashing some live bets, man. So, other than that's all I got. You got any last words?
I don't, man. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you like what you hear, like, share, and subscribe. Hit us up if you got some plays of your own. You don't agree with some of what we put out there, man. We can talk about it. See if we can get everybody on the same page.
Facts. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back later today. So, if y'all, want to tune into the Dallas side, man, we're going to break that thing down a little bit more. We didn't get a chance to get on earlier this week. So, we'll talk a little bit more in depth of the game. And, if y'all want to join us for a little, pregame watch party, tap in with us.
You thinking 3:30, 4?
What did it start at, 4:25? Yeah, we could roll at about 3:30.
All right, for sure.
Yep. So lock that in and stay tuned.
All
Peace.
right.